And chat? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Dragon Quest XI. Excuse me. Fix that camera. Sorry about that. Alright, let's pick up where we left off in the demo. Oh, it starts me at this one. Cool.
Our work isn't done yet.
Veronica has 57 MP, so not too much more than the martial fighters. Weird. She should have MP drain at this point, right? Yeah. Yeah, the mages regen MP when they attack. Counts the sparkly spots I've already gotten. Alright. Look at those weirdos rolling around. Hey, let's fight one of these rabbit things. They've got masks? Oh, they got masks like the big beefy mercenary dudes. Robber rabbit. Oh, we better kill that thing before it steals items from us. $21 damage! I guess it was on the squishy mage.
How wonderful!
The mages got silenced. Great. Oh, he beat me to the preemptive. Damn. Nice, Serena. Nice crit.
Wonderful.
Who else wants some?
Tick-tock, tick-tock. Oh dear, I shall be too late, I fear. Someone doesn't step in to save the day. Tickington's time is well and truly up. Okay, so it's one of the little spirit dudes. Tick-tock, the clock won't stop. It really is 5 minutes to midnight. If only there were someone who could come to our aid. Hold on a tick. You've clocked me, am I right? Can it be true? Can you really see me? Not how I expected my first speaking encounter with these things to go. Not that I expected there to be a speaking encounter with these things. Well, it's about time. I was beginning to think I was totally invisible. This could only mean one thing. You're a hero, aren't you? Oh, chickadee-boo, you're finally here and not a moment too soon. Does this guy not know he's an invisible spirit? It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Hero. My name's Ickle. I'm a Tockle from over Tickington Way, and we need your help. We're having a terrible time of it at the moment. Can I ask you to come and be the hero of the hour? Sure. Whew! Thank you, Mr. Hero. I knew it wouldn't take you more than a moment's thought to agree. Lore? Are you talking to yourself now? Has the sun gone to your head or something? Well, the clock is ticking. Come on, it's time to show you and your friends the way to Tickington. Follow me. Oh, but wait. Before we head off, this might be a good time to record your journey in an adventure log. Shall I do that for you? It won't take 2 ticks. Oh, right. Not the demo. So it's a new set of adventure log. There we go. All done. Now, let's make our way to Tickington, shall we? We'll be there in no time flat. What? Alright. Alright. Forcibly switched over to the 2D. Alright. Hold on. What just happened? Things went all wavy and suddenly we're in this weird village. Oh look, he's so adorable, but who is he? Tick-tock, it looks like you clocked me too. You must be Mr. Hero's here friends. Hero here's friends. Welcome to Tickington, a place that's just a little bit out of the ordinary. Normally, only certain special people can see us Tockle types, but the second even ordinary folks set foot here in our home, they can see us too. I think we might need a little background here. Like, who are you? Where are we? Why the heck are we here? You know, just the small stuff. How about you start from the beginning? The beginning? Yes, of course, the beginning. Tickety-boo, allow me to explain. We are the Tockles, and we live here in the village of Tickington. It's a very peculiar place, where time flows a little differently from the way it does in Erdrea. It's our sworn duty to make sure that time flows as it should, that past, present, and future are all in the right order, and that all is unfolding as intended. In other words, we're time cops. We make sure everything's tickety-boo. Ah, hang on a tick. I need to tell the mayor you're here. Why don't we let him explain the rest? Just head up the stairs and you'll find him in a very special place we call the Echo Chamber. So come on, shake a leg. The clock's ticking and there's no time like the present. Eccles told me all about you. You're the luminary, aren't you? Welcome to Tickington. You mustn't waste time talking to me, though. The mayor wants to speak to you. You'll probably find him upstairs in the Echo Chamber. There's an inn. Let's go in the inn. There's a bank. Alright, nothing in the pots. Tickle talk. Daddy seems to be having a really hard time of it. He keeps talking about how we're going to fail in our duties and let down our ancestors. Are these duties really that important? Maybe I'm just too young to understand what keeps things ticking here in Tickington. This is in the Japanese-only 3DS version and the definitive edition, not the original. Interesting. Tick, give me a second. I think I might have a panic attack. The mayor's asked me to go to Erdrea, but I'm far too faint-hearted to do something like that. I know it's high time I grew a backbone, but to be honest, I doubt I ever will. We Tockles have been doing what we do since time immemorial, and we've never failed in our duties before. Not once. I feel bad for the mayor, I must say. He's the one who will clock up a big black mark on his record if this all goes wrong after all. An urn of royal soil. Interesting. Since time immemorial, we Tockles have carried out the sacred duties bequeathed to us by our ancestors. We've overcome countless obstacles and hardship in order to do so. But this time it's different. This time I fear we're going to fail. The moment may have finally come where the work our ancestors began can no longer continue. Well, they say there's a first time for everything, and this is the first time I've clocked a real live human. The echo chamber is full of precious and important books, and it's my job to keep them in tickety-boo condition. I've got a system, and it runs like clockwork. Or it did, at least. I've been having a hard time focusing on my duties since I heard about what happened. Well, what did happen? Well, this really is a day that will go down in history. It's been an age since we last had humans here in Tickington. At least, I think it has. Time flows differently here, you see. You get out and there's been a month passing since we came here. Tickety-boo! Ickle's back, and not a moment too soon. Does this mean he managed to find the luminary, I wonder? I must say, I'd all but resigned myself to the day having come where we finally let down our ancestors. But if the luminary's taken time out of his busy schedule to help, maybe there's still hope. Greetings, traveler, and welcome to the Tickington Tavern, where Tockles come in search of a relaxing moment away from the relentless passage of time. We've a fine range of beverages, including many human favorites, so be sure to take a second or two to peruse our menu. No perusal here, I guess. You're red? Gosh, you really are the luminary, aren't you? I clocked it the second you arrived in the village. There's just something different about you. But don't let me take up any more of your time. The mayor's waiting up in the echo chamber, and he's ever so keen to meet you. So here, right? Well, it is a bunch of books. Tick-tock, look who I've got. It's the luminary, and not a moment too soon. Ah, what marvelous timing. Welcome to Tickington. My name is Stickle, and I am the mayor of this fine place beyond space and time. Now, the clock is ticking, so I will be brief. My people have a sacred mission, and that is why we have sought you out. Take a look at the tomes that sit on the altars around us. In these sacred volumes are inscribed the tales of hallowed heroes from other worlds and other ages. Since time immemorial, the duty of my people has been to guard these books and to ensure that the great deeds of the past live on in the present. That is why we created the place where we now stand, the Echo Chamber, a sacred space where the adventure logs of all the hallowed heroes of old can be kept safe from the ravages of time. Or so we had thought, but this holy haven has been sullied by an unknown miscreant who took it upon themselves to tear whole pages from our beloved books and liberally daub others with ink. I am afraid I have no idea who committed this heinous crime, but what I do know is that as things stand, the heroic happenings of the past risk being lost forever. History itself hangs in the balance. Which is where you come in. As the hero of your own age, I must ask you to right this wrong. I must ask you to plunge into each of these volumes and set time on the right path once more. But before you dive in, you must first learn the sacred incantations that will enable you to turn back the clock. The past words. Ah, cute. Excuse me. Sadly, these were long since scattered across Erdrea. This being so, I have entrusted my most dependable Tockles with the momentous task of seeking them out. Should you find one of my friends here in the course of your travels, stop a moment and speak with them. With luck, they will have learned the words that will enable you to journey through the pages of the ages. When you have learned one, you will be able to return here and visit the very legends of the greatest heroes known to space and time. Now, if I am not becoming confused in my old age, young Ickle managed to find a past word just the other day. Come, my little tick-tock tyke, share what you have learned with our friend. I'm guessing these are books with encounters from earlier Dragon Quest games? Yes, sir. Talk tick, let's make this quick. Now, prick up your ears, because I'll say this only once. Ickle tells Lore the password he's found. He can now visit Gallenholm via the Altar of Origins. Why not strike while time's on your side and take a closer look at that altar over there? A whole new world of adventure awaits. Come on, there's no time like the present. Alright, Gallenholm. Let's see if this is Dragon Quest 1. It sure is. Uh-oh. Oh, it's the old combat system, too. Oh, this is glacial. Oh, there's a wizard up there. A fromage frais. This is how the combat system works in the 2D game? That's unpleasant. Prithee, hear my tale, wanderer. Thou hast wended thy way to the one-time dwelling place of the legendary bard Galen, from whom our town taketh its name. Alas, thou hast arrived at an unhappy juncture. A foul monster hath had the effrontery to violate the tomb of our most famous son, and hath purloined his most precious possession, the Lyre of Ire. Know that this storied instrument is no mere dusty relic. Nay, 'tis a powerful artifact indeed, and can cause monsters to flock toward whomsoever it giveth its fabled strings the merest brush. The thief knew this only too well, and did strum upon it until this peaceful place was overrun with hideous beasts, and the townsfolk had all fled in fear of their lives. Yep, purloin is a real word. Pokemon name is a pun. 'Tis surely the end for Gallenholm. That is, unless a hero can be convinced to seek out and vanquish the fiend that dared deprive us of our most hallowed of treasures. Couldst thou be that hero? Truly, thou art gallant indeed. The culprit skulketh yet somewhere in this town. Hang on, that's my phone. Prithee, flush the rogue out, and smite them with all thy might. Oh, and keep thy wits about thee, friend. 'Tis oft the case that the path thou seekest lieth veiled in darkness. Verily, the shadows can yield many a surprise, and many a monster also. 'Tis certain that without a good deal of care thou wilt surely perish at the hands of the creatures that prowl the town. May the spirits watch over thee. Thank you, Teddy. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep it this length, but it's been fun growing it out. All right, well, let's see what's in here. Treasure chests. All right. Medicinal herb. Lamplight. Okay, I'm guessing that is used to light up the aforementioned shadows. Oh, I missed the she slime? Great. Oh wait, I think I see a door in that curtain. Excuse me. There was a Game Boy game where you raised monsters? Aha, I was correct. Hey, Derek. Yeah, there are sections of Dragon Quest XI that look like this. Oh, you really can't select which enemy in a group you target when you have single target. That is terrible. Yeah, this battle theme is not great. Hello. So we really are in another world, huh? One minute we're checking out a big old book, and now here we are in some place called Gallenholm. That's quite something. Well, whatever it is we've got to do here, there's nothing stopping us having some fun while we're doing it. I mean, we've come all this way, right? Boomerangs are pretty OP in this game. This lyre of ire is hard to beat. I can just keep drumming up new fans. Huh? Is that a human? You've come to hear me play, right? What are you banging on about? You want me to give the lyre back after all the trouble I went through to snare it? Fat chance of that. This thing is great. I'm a bit of a misfit among my bongo-banging brethren, you see. My rhythm's all over the place, and I can't sing for toffee. All I've ever wanted is an audience that appreciates something a bit different. Now all I have to do is strum the lyre, and a whole bunch of alternative music fans show up to kick it with me. I've never had so much fun. So if you're going to try and make me give it back, I'm going to have to beat you black and blue. Drum roll, please. A Rongo Bongo. Alright. Develops a group of enemies in illusions. What does that do? Dazzle. Makes them more likely to miss. Alright, I'll do that. Oh, isn't affected. Does that mean it can't be affected, or just didn't proc? Wicked Beat. A horrifically off-key rendition of some kind of song. I can't read that. Serena has fallen over and can't do anything. Oh, right. And Laura is unable to act. Oh, it's one action unable to act. Alright. Loreweaver starts to hallucinate. Got it. Monster who stole the lyre of ire is no more. Go and give the old man who asked you to get back the good news. What's down here? It's dark and deathly silent up ahead. It doesn't seem like a good idea to go any farther. Fair enough. I guess we come back later. Lo, the wanderer returneth, and it seemeth that thou hast recovered our beloved lyre. Prithee, hand it to me. Praise be, the lyre is returned to us, and the townspeople who fled can return home once more. Words alone cannot adequately express my gratitude, but perhaps this can. It must now be laid to rest again beside he who once eked such sweet music from its strings. Yea, 'tis thanks to thee that those of generations yet to come might seek out our greatest treasure, should e'er the need arise. Posterity will thank thee, friend. I'll wait till I get back out of 2D land to equip. I have heard tell that the greatest hero of our realm hath lately sallied forth from the great castle of Tantagel. Might he pay our humble town a visit, perhaps? My heart soareth at the very thought of our being graced by his presence. I bid thee welcome to Gallenholm, one-time dwelling place of the legendary bard. Ah, what a joy it is to utter that greeting once more. I had feared I might never again be granted the opportunity. Alright, what do you got for sale? Nothing. Can't buy anything. Alright. When we fled the invasion of the fiends, I feared that I might ne'er again set eyes upon my beloved home. Yet here I am. Thou hast made an old man very happy. 'Twas more than I could bear to see this town, founded by that most celebrated of bards, ransacked by pitiless marauders. I had feared our beloved home lost, and with it the memory of Gallen. Now, thanks to thee, I am able to dedicate what time remaineth to me to ensuring that our illustrious forebear is not forgotten. Alright, well, I guess that's all we can do here. Ah, so you have returned. And what tales do you have to regale me with this time, Goodness me, Gallenholm was besieged by monsters, you say? Perhaps these are merely the musings of an old man, but I have a feeling that the vandal who defaced our beloved books may be attempting to rewrite history itself. But as long as you are able, visit each of the heroic ages and right the wrongs that have been wrought there. Missed a word. The proper flow of time will be restored soon enough. That's a typo. Missed a 2 in there. In which case, you'll need to continue to seek out and speak with the Tockles who are traveling the length and breadth of Erdrea in search of past words. The more of them you learn, the more ancient ages you will be able to visit. If anyone can find them all and put things right, it's you. It's time for you to shine, dear hero. As Tockles, our sacred mission has always been to ensure that the great deeds of the past remain intact for the sake of the future. But we need your help. Please, history itself hangs in the balance. Gonna have to play 3 through 6 before Lore gets to the other books. 3 at minimum. 1, 2, and 3 are in the Switch eShop. I don't know about 4, 5, and 6. Give him some more defense. In order to undo the damage that's been done to the sacred tomes, you'll need to find the Toggles who've been dispatched to Erdrea and ask them for their passwords. Once you've learned one, just travel to the place it unlocks, set time back on its correct course by solving whatever problems you encounter there, and all will be well again. I am, of course, aware that the timing of all this may not be ideal. You do have a quest of your own, after all. Something tells me you might want to devote some time to that before worrying about us. You can trundle back here to Tickington when you have a moment to spare. I really thought that our time was up, but you've brought hope back to every Toggle in Tickington, Mr. Hero. If you're running out of tomes to bring back to normal, you'll need to take some time out to find more password hunting Toggles in Erdrea. That, or take a turn around the places from the past you've unlocked already, and see if you missed anyone in need of help the first time. Well, that's a neat diversion. I'm sure this is endgame stuff. Toggles have been dispatched to every corner of Erdrea to search for passwords. Should you clock one on your travels, be sure to say hello. I wanted to go to Erdrea to help look for passwords too, but Daddy wouldn't let me. It really ticked me off, to be honest. I mean, he said there'd be plenty of time for that kind of thing when I'm older, but why do I have to wait? I wish I could go and have adventures like you. It's strange, but rather comforting. The more time I spend in your company, the more courageous I seem to feel. You really must be the luminary if you can make a scaredy cat like me think I'm brave, even for a second. Humans can't see us Toggles, so we tend to have a rare old time of it when we visit the human world. You may not clock it just from looking, but we're a cheeky little lot who love playing pranks. Next time something strange happens and you don't know why, it might be a Toggle playing a trick. It would be neat to have one as a party member, but I don't see it happening, sadly. Since we've had to put our time-steering toggling duties on hold, I've decided to focus on farming for the moment instead. It's a lot more fun than I expected. Yeah, well, to each their own. But it's no more than a stopgap while we wait for you to fix everything. May the one who controls the clocks guide you on your journey. Every Toggle is unique, and each of us has different talents. My special skill is looking sharp. As soon as the ladies clock me, their hearts start ticking fit to burst. Oh, I know what you're thinking. We all look the same to you, don't we? You racist. Well, if you stop for a second and look properly, you'll soon see what makes each of us an individual. Did you know that Ickle is the mayor's grandson? They're closer than the hands on a clock, too. When the time comes for me to have grandchildren, I hope we're able to tick along together half as happily as those two. The echo chamber is full of precious and important books, and it's my job to keep them in tickety-boo condition. I've got a system... Alright, I've already heard that. Whichever sacrilegious so-and-so scrawled all over the sacred tomes has sent the past swerving all over the place. But who would do a thing like that? Who would take the most celebrated stories of the ages and try to ruin them? Alright, well that's it for that. Welcome back, Luminary. I heard you took a moment to listen to the mayor's request for assistance. Thank you, and good luck. Have you seen my bow tie? It's awesome. I'm Tickle, Ickle's uncle. Come and talk to me when you decide the time is right for a trip to Tickington. Oh, wait a second. The mayor had something he wanted me to pass on. I'd get a proper ticking off if I forgot. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Bring back the past. Turn back the clock. Lore remembers the locations of the Tockles who are searching for passwords. Press X and select passwords from the info menu to get some hints on where to find the Tockles you're looking for. Once you've tracked down a Tockle, have them teach you their password. It's as simple as that. I'm sure you'll have a fine time of it. Good luck. Excuse me. Wait a sec. I pressed X. I don't see a thing that shows me Tockles. Misc info. There are 25, alright. So I didn't remember anything. It just gave me a list that I can fill in. Alright, let me into the desert. Halt! None may pass without, a pass. Very well. Everything seems to be in order. Through you go. It'll give you hints once there are ones in places you can actually get to. I see. Well, that was fast. How much desert did we cross? Sultanate of Galapagos. What's that one with the moon? Interesting. Man, no, it's pathetic if you couldn't cross this without getting heat stroke. Oh, 3 of them at once. All right.
Excellent.
Ow. Oh, I should have sizzed. Oh well. What was that blue 3 above her head? That wasn't the mana drain.
And don't come back.
Ah, blocked. 18, ow. Oh, what is this over here? Some kind of vulture grub? Chimera? Jeez. Oh, do they resist magic? Shit. Nah, lore just sucks.
Thanks.
Fucking ow. Alright, the dangerous stuff is gone. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God.
And don't come back.
Oh, levels. Okay, thank God.
Nice.
Learn Fizzle and Bang. I wonder what those do. Yeah, that was an odd noise she made when she cast that spell. Alright, let's see what this unlocked square is. Or hexagon. Hurts an enemy while healing the user. Interesting. I like that. I'll have to save up for that. So, noted. Steer clear of the chimeras. And you'd think there'd be a sparkly on top of that, but apparently not. Alright, Bang! Damages all enemies with a small explosion, and Fizzle prevents a group of enemies from using magic. Let's see what Bang is like.
back.
OG Edition didn't have battle speech. Interesting. Yeah, you better run. I wonder if here's where we get the spear lady and the old man.
Oh, just look at all these people. How marvelous! Is there some kind of festival going on, I wonder?
No, it's just a big city.
Yes, of course. Gallopolis is the kingdom of the desert knight, isn't it? And of the racetrack where they love to compete. I think we've arrived in town just in time for the horse racing festival.
Well, you go play with ponies if you like. I'm off to look for the Yggdrasil branch. That's why we're here, in case you've forgotten.
Come on, man. I just lost my hometown, and I still want you to lighten up. Seriously, though, it is a massive failure of this game and the silent protagonist system.
Oh, let Mr. Moody No Fun go off on his own if he wants. There's nothing to stop us having a little look around while we're here.
Huge failing of this game and the silent protagonist that it's not even being... There's nothing going on with the character and the way people are reacting to him that says that he's in grief or having any trouble processing what happened or grieving at all or horrified at all. He just had kind of a stunned look for a minute in town and then continued on his way. Aha! You are a visitor here, yes? You have come to watch the races? Then your timing is perfect, for soon it shall be time for the Sand National, the biggest race of the year. This guy's character design is in Dragon Ball Z all over the place. It is held to celebrate our beloved Prince Ferris's birthday, and this year's event will be particularly significant. For Prince Ferris is at last to come of age and take part in the race himself. Some say that he is the finest horseman Gallopolis has ever seen. Welcome to Gallopolis, home to Erdria's most magnificent horse races. The races are open to all. Simply pay a visit to the stables on the western side of the city should you wish to participate. Well, my hometown hailed me as an awesome horseman, so I guess that's what I'm going to be doing today. It is a tradition for the princes of Gallopolis to make their racing debut the year they turn 16. This time it is Prince Ferris's turn. They claim he is the finest horseman the royal line has ever produced. I cannot wait to see him in the saddle. Prince Ferris is surely a most mighty knight, but he refuses absolutely to make a public display of his talents. Such modesty is truly admirable. Yeah? Modesty? Is that what you think it's gonna be? I'm betting he's not that great. Oh, Prince Ferris, I simply cannot stop thinking about you. I see your face before me each and every time I close my eyes. Ah! You have come to Gallopolis to witness our beloved prince in action. To see with your own eyes his courage, his class, his elegance, yes? But you will have to wait until the Sand National. Even his most ardent fans are not allowed to disturb His Highness's preparations. Ooh, pots. Oasis water. So I found a pot in a pot. My husband is a horseman. When he returns home after a hard day of training, his appetite is bigger than that of his horse, I swear. Welcome to the item shop. How can I serve you? Oh, Gallopolitan. I could spend all day trawling through these stalls. There's rarities and bargains galore. What's that? Have I come across some kind of special branch? Now that you mention it, I do remember hearing about some valuable branch or other that the Sultan owns. Maybe you should ask him about it. He lives in the big palace up at the top of the stairs in the middle of the city. The Claymore's only 1 point of damage better than the Rapier? Wow. Excuse me. Alright, so plus 12 attack, plus 10 magical mending, and plus 15 attack and 15 magical might. Let's see what they've got on. 10 and 8. That's significantly better. 10 and 9. That's kind of better. Oh me, oh my, just look at you. What a handsome fellow you are. No puff puff for me today. You can smell it too, can't you? We're supposed to be here having a nice time, and this idiot goes and steps in horse poo. Well, I'm not walking around with you smelling like that. Get out of my sight. I wish I was dating someone cool like that Prince Ferris. I didn't realize there'd be so many horses here. I didn't look where I was going, and splat! She's really mad with me this time. We've been saving up for years to come on this trip, and now a little bit of horse poo has gone and ruined it all. Is this like... get it washed off or something? Did you know that some creatures, should they live for long enough, transform into other creatures with different names and different appearances? Such creatures are very rare, of course. Rare and no doubt valuable. I fervently wish to encounter one someday. Oh, fine. I'll get my head shoved between her boobs. Like, you do know that's what it is, right? There was a sequence in OG Dragon Ball where, Oolong does that for Roshi, and it's gross as hell. Oh, well this is new. Is she gonna mug me? Goodness me, but I cannot see to you all at once. Whatever do you think I am? Just you, my sweet. You and you alone. Come now, will you follow me to my private chamber? I am totally getting mugged here. Oh, God. Oh, God. What does Serena and Veronica think of this? Now just sit right here on the bed. That's it, my sweet. Fine. You're making me do this, Milena. It's alright with you if I turn off the light. Good God. Oh, what are you? Hey, that tickles. Not bad, eh? I give a puff puff and an half, I do. My sweet, meet my father. He's the greatest practitioner of the puff puff in all the lands of the world. Well, he's certainly got the boobs for it. That's me done then. Don't be a stranger, eh, sunshine? Well, that just happened. Teddy has stopped responding and needed to be closed. So, how was it, Lore? Yeah, I knew she wouldn't approve. Gosh. Well, shall we get moving? Oh, thanks for making me do that, Milena. That's... Oh, I feel dirty. So you want to be a witch? Yes, I do. Lampposts, wizard staves, and tricky turbans. Lampposts? Fizzle retardant blouses, pairs of enchantress's gloves. Oh, Light Bash. Okay, cool. Lamppost is a spell-casting stick that evokes the image of a lovely little lampling. That's... Oh. God damn it. I shouldn't have bought those items. I shouldn't have bought those items. God damn it. I only get one lamplight. Well, I guess I'll make a wizard staff for Veronica. Oh, so close. I guess I'll make a thing of Enchantress's gloves for Veronica as well. Perfect. Fisher Sakis have 8 defense and 15 charm? Damn. Well, I'm not giving them to the little kid. Alright, what's upstairs? A turban! Soon, soon, evil will arrive at last. Alright, let's go sell this shit back. The circus, huh? I love big, strong men. That's why I came all the way to Gallopolis to watch Prince Ferris in action. I've been hearing great things about him. They say he's tall, muscular, and terribly handsome. And apparently he's good at riding horses too, or something. Alright, what quest have you got for me? Oh, good day to you. I assume you are here to sample Gallopolis' world-renowned cactus cutlet? If so, I'm afraid I have bad news for you. The kitchen is currently closed while I dedicate my energies to improving the recipe. I am certain that a golden globule would intensify the flavor tenfold, but acquiring such an ingredient is easier said than done. The golden globes, the cacti who carry them, are extremely vicious. Ah, but they would pose no problem for a young and no doubt vigorous individual such as yourself, I am sure. Perhaps you could assist me. Would you be willing to hunt down a golden globe in order to acquire the golden globule I require in order to perfect my cutlets? You will? Oh, praise the sands! I can assure you that you are about to play a crucial role in culinary history. The golden globes which drop the golden globule that I require are curious beasts. They appear very occasionally alongside their cactoball brethren in combat out in the desert surrounding Gallopolis. They are not the most common of creatures, I confess, but if you were to engage enough cactoballs in battle, you would be sure to encounter one eventually. I only require a single golden globule. That will be more than enough for the culinary experiments I wish to perform. I pray that it will not take too long for you to find one and deliver it to me. Welcome to the Aloe-Bira. Ah, cute. I hope you enjoy swapping racing tips. My customers do little else. Indeed, I have come to learn rather a lot about people's betting habits by working behind this bar. You would do well to bear that in mind. I'm a dancer at the circus. The ringmaster sent me over here to drum up trade. Not that it's hard. The Great Silvando's performing tonight, and he's just amazing. You should definitely come along. Oh, we're probably picking up that bard here, aren't we? Good day to you, handsome young man. Would you care to hear my tip for the next race? Of course you would. Now, are you ready? Let us consider the runners and riders. First of all, Prince Ferris, the only son of our exalted Sultan and the pride of all Gallopolis. Rumors have been circulating concerning his prodigious talent for years, and now, at last, he is about to show the world what he is capable of, an early favorite. However, if he is to win, he will have to beat FaZe, who won last year's event by a huge distance. Surely he will be keen to defend his title. There are some others taking part as well, but the race is sure to be a duel between those two. Come and see me should you wish to hear my tips again. Did you hear? The Great Silvando has come to Gallopolis. I cannot wait to see him. My boy truly loves the circus. Ever since he heard about this special performance, it is all that he has spoken of. Unfortunately, the Great Silvando is such a draw that all the tickets have sold out. I do not know how to tell him. FaZe is the name of a party member in Star Ocean 4. Which I remember against my will because that game is so fucking bad. Oh my god. I've played the first 10 hours of it twice, and I just couldn't stomach anymore. It's so bad. Ugh. In brighter news, Star Ocean 3 is on PSN for $11 right now, if you want to get it, and I highly, highly recommend that game. Its story is kind of dumb, but it's a fun kind of dumb, and the gameplay is amazing, and there's so much to do in that game. I may stream my replay of it, because I haven't played it in like 10 years, but I love Star Ocean till the end of time. Sotet is one of my favorite RPGs. Oh, are you here to buy tickets for the circus? I'm afraid they're all sold out. It's because Syl's performing, you see. They all sold in a flash. You'll have to try again another time. Nice hair. Yeah, the second half of Sotet is where the story gets very dumb and weird. But the gameplay is so good that I don't care. Syl's probably in his dressing room getting ready. If you want to chat, now's your chance. You're just gonna let me in, huh? Aha, it is him! Interested in the circus, eh? Well, I'm the ringmaster. We're just getting ready for our biggest show of the year, the annual Sand National Special. It's always popular, but this time we've managed to sign up the Great Silvando, one of the world's top performers, and ticket sales have gone through the roof. I honestly can't believe we got him. I was sure he'd refuse, you see. He's renowned for wanting to do his own thing. Oh, you're a fan of Silvando, huh? Oh, hey, honey. How sweet of you to come back here and to see me. Are you a fan? I knew it. Well, it's an honor to have such a fine young fellow cheering me on. If you're here for the show, you won't have to wait long. Oh, it's going to be fabulous, darling. My best yet. Do we have some LGBT rep in Dragon Quest XI? Is he gay? Interesting. The treasure chest is empty. Alright, fair. They never say he's explicitly, but yeah, he's gay. Well, cool. That's pretty cool. Sí, I'm a caballero. I come here from Puerto Valor every year to watch La Sand Nacional. But perhaps this year I will treat myself to a trip to the circus, too. The troupe will put on a special show for the prince's birthday, no? I can't be very good at this if no one's watching me. But this is just a warm-up. Once the show starts, it'll be a different story. Curious? Then you'll just have to come along tonight. Are you perving on Silvando? What? You have met the Great Silvando? And you have spoken to him? Truly, I am green with envy. To exchange words with the undisputed Grand Master of the Performing Arts is my greatest ambition. We must give thanks to the Sultan. If it were not for his efforts in keeping the peace of our kingdom, we would not have the leisure to enjoy the Sand National. I'm going to win this race and immediately attract the Sultan's attention and get in trouble, aren't I? The Palace of Galapagos lies ahead. It is the residence of the Sultan and his family, and the training facility of the Desert Knights. Visitors are free to enter, but you are requested to be respectful of your surroundings at all times. I have not seen you before. You seem suspicious. Are you? Yes, you must be. The Darkspawn. I am only joking. No trouble to report here. You look suspicious. My crossbow is my best friend. It is my life. And yet my crossbow alone is not enough. It is nothing without the crossbow kid. Okay. Four gold coins. How delightful. Everyone has heard of the Great Silvando, and yet no one knows the first thing about him. Not even where he was born. That sort of mystery is no doubt part of his appeal. You have heard of the Great Silvando, yes? No. You have not? By the sands, then allow me to enlighten you. Silvando is one of the most talented and popular circus performers in the world. You would not believe the lengths to which I had to go to find tickets for his show. I cannot wait for it to get underway. He's an important quest. Remember the crossbow guy. Alright. Yeah, 2 whole horses. Prince Ferris will win this year's Sand National. I feel it in my bones. Nothing in life is certain, of course, but I have been a fan of horse racing for a long time now. I think it will be so. Another hardy hide. Cool. Everyone wishes for Prince Ferris to win, and I understand why. Indeed, he is a fine horseman by all accounts. But I have studied the form, and I cannot see Faze being beaten, especially as he is riding Sharuk. Listen, please, you believe Prince Ferris will win this year's Sand National, yes? No? Ha! Then you know nothing of racing, or of Prince Ferris. He will win by a desert mile. You are visitors here, yes? Perhaps you have heard talk of the Slayer of the Sands on your travels? Then you are blessed, for it is better to know nothing of the foul beast. Should you wish to continue living in blissful ignorance, I would advise that you avoid the celestial sands. Do you know, I believe I caught a glimpse of Silvando, the man everyone has been talking about. He is very tall and very handsome indeed. He would certainly be my type if only I were a little younger. I'm not a fan of the mustache. Wanderers no more, the Gallopolitan Circus. Our humble circus was once like many others, a traveling spectacle that traversed Erdrea from one land to another. But when our itinerant troupe finally arrived in the great kingdom of Galapagos, the people were so warm and enthusiastic that the Sultan himself suggested we stay. But we were wanderers at heart. We belonged on the road. With tears in our eyes, we turned down this most generous offer, and regretfully left the friendly people of the desert behind. But when next we returned, what we saw amazed us. The Sultan had ordered the construction of an enormous, beautiful big top in which we might ply our entertaining trade. Each and every one of us was so moved by this grand gesture that the decision to remain was unanimous. The rest, as they say, is history. Also, hang on a sec, I forgot to make a note for myself to do something. The excitement at the coming Sand National is a joy to behold. Truly, we are blessed to live in such times. And yet, I remain concerned, for it is around this time of year that the Slayer of the Sands is most active. Our world may be full of horse races and circuses and joyous celebration now, but it was not so long ago that Erdrea was a dangerous, dismal place, plagued by monsters. Praise be to the powers above that those dark days are behind us. I assume you mean more monsters, because there's plenty of monsters out and about. Angel Bell? Ally of Confusion. Oh, great, there's a confusion status in this game. Great. Absolutely delightful. My racing tips are the best in all Gallopolis. Thousands of satisfied customers would agree. My approach has been perfected over a number of years, and it's almost infallible. So come and see me if you want a recommendation for the Sand National. I will not let you down. You are visitors here in Gallopolis. You have come to see the horses? Then you must head for the stables. That is where they are kept when they are not racing. Beyond the stables is the racetrack itself. It floats on top of a desert oasis, you know. The Sand National is nearly upon us, but my horse has taken against me and is refusing to run. If we do not resolve our differences before the big race, we will have no chance of beating Faze and Prince Ferris. We ensure that the war horses are always in top condition, ready for our brave knights to mount at a moment's notice. Though it does all seem rather unnecessary in these times of peace, I must say. What's that? You want to know what I'm doing? Well, ain't it obvious? I mean, where's the best place to get racing tips, eh? That's right, from the horse's mouth. Haha. You should give it a go sometime, especially if you've had enough of being diddled by humans who don't know the first thing about horses. Not a great choice of words, diddled. Sharuk is in the lead by a desert mile. He will break his own record here today. But here comes the chasing pack, led by Sharuk 2. Oh, such wonderful speed. Like lightning, Sharuk 2 is closing in. What are we doing? We are playing the Sand National game, of course. But both my friends want to be Sharuk. The same horse cannot race against itself. This is the entrance to the spectator stands. As there is no race taking place at the moment, I cannot permit you to enter. How much longer must I wait? Why must the sands torture me so? Yeah, let's tone down the conversation, guys. Ah, good day to you. You are perhaps wondering why I am standing here, yes? The truth is, I am a painter, and I am waiting for a scene worthy of being immortalized by my hand. I have already envisaged the sort of image I would like to paint, a mighty, magnificent conflict unfolding in the desert. Alas, the sands have yet to oblige me. There is something missing. But what could it be? The setting is perfect, and there are plenty of Spitfires. Ah, but of course, conflict. Cataclysmic, chaotic conflict in the form of a magnificent move such as Wildside. Wait, perhaps you could assist me. Venture out into the celestial sands and slay a Spitfire by unleashing your wild side. That will provide me with a tableau truly worthy of my talents. Surely you will not refuse a struggling artist in his hour of need. Dragon Quest ruins chat with the utterance of a single word. Oh, wonderful. 1,000 thank yous. Yours is the kind of attitude that can inspire a masterpiece, I am sure. Now, before you venture out into the sands, I feel that I should remind you that Wildside can only be performed by 3 very specific people. That should give you an idea of its power and its beauty. If you want to know who exactly needs to be pepped up in order to perform it, simply select attributes from the menu, press enter, find blah, blah, blah. Now, get out there and show me the beauty of battle. I will ensure that you are immortalized on canvas. Lair, Eric, and Serena. Enables Eric to make 2 moves per turn and gives his attributes 1 heck of a boost to boot. Interesting. Excuse me. Veronica spells a good chance of repeating themselves for free. Nice. To the stables. Picking up horse poo is what I do. Taking care of horses gives meaning to my life. So you're... Ooh. Seeing my beloved friends run free on the racetrack never fails to bring a tear to my eye. I'm going to stop talking to you. This is the royal dressing room, where members of our glorious royal family prepare to take part in the races. You wish to take part in the Sand National yourself? 1,000 pardons, but rider registration has already ended. Unless someone is injured or withdraws, I am afraid it will be impossible for you to participate in the race. But please, you must stay and enjoy the spectacle. Alright, so who are we going to assassinate to get in that race? Greetings! I am FaZe, the winner of last year's Sand National. However, I expect a far closer race this time. Prince Ferris promises to be a worthy opponent. So you don't even get a unique character model? Alright. Indeed, I must confess to feeling some trepidation. While I doubt that I will enjoy the experience, I hope that at least that the crowd are treated to the spectacle they deserve. So you don't enjoy having good competition, I hear. Okay. The racetrack is just beyond here. Horsemen ride this way when making their way to the starting line. Just kidnap the prince. Sure, I'll get right on that. Did you know that when there are no racing events taking place, knights use the racetrack for training? I didn't know that. Let's go talk to him. This is it, huh? This is all I can go to? This is the racetrack of Galapagos, where horsemen from all over the world come to chase their dreams. If you wish to take part in the race yourself, please inquire at the reception desk within. I've already been told that the race is full. Usually, all that one requires in order to enter a horse race is a horse, and a knowledge of how to ride it, of course. But not the Sand National, oh no. Only those who have been specially selected are allowed to race against the prince. Perhaps you are not the world's greatest jockey, friend. Do not despair, I have just the thing for you. These golden reins will transform your fortunes. Use them to steer your steed, and the competition will not stand a chance. Of course, it will not do for me to simply give them away. I think 10,000 gold coins sounds like a fair price. What say you? You can absolutely farm up enough gold to buy these. I wonder what happens. Welcome, friend, to the world-renowned racetrack of Galapagos. Here are all the events we are currently holding, the variable difficulty and prizes on offer. Which would you like to enter? Interesting! Hold ZR to send your horse speeding ahead, and press Y to tug on the reins for a nice tight turn around those tricky corners. Alright, so hold ZR to move forward, press Y to turn. Move through the green shit to get my stamina back. There's a jump? Why is there a jump? Nice, way ahead. Just handing out ore to people for racing, huh? Alright, is there another race unlocked? No. Well, I know how to race now, at least. Alright, let's save and go to the palace. Traveler's Hood. Nobody I've got can wear it. Maybe it's Silvando's. Welcome to Gallopolis. If it is the Sultan you seek, you will find him in the throne room atop the great staircase. Welcome, traveler, and a good Gallopolitan day to you. You must be drained after your journey across the desert. It took me like 2 minutes, dude. Please, relax and enjoy our fair city. Kitty! Hi, Kitty. Can barely hear the meow over the music. Oh, forgive me. I am looking for a cat. It is a very adorable little cat with soft, fluffy hair. Oh, dear Princess Ferris. What did you say? There are too many cats here, and they all look alike. Oh, but Princess Ferris is easy to identify. She is the fluffiest and most adorable of them all. This is the Sultan's bedchamber. Visitors are free to enter, but please remember to be respectful. Free? I can go into the Sultan's bedroom? What? Why would they let me do this? I don't understand why they would let me do this. What if I slip a scorpion into his bed? Have you heard the rumors? They say that a wicked man called the Darkspawn has escaped from Heliodor and is terrorizing all Erdrea. What a frightening world this is. But I need not fear. The Knights of Gallopolis will keep us safe. I am sure of it. Alright, let's see what happens. Concrete earrings. Nothing happens. She doesn't care. Cause earth damage to increase. Huh. Gallopolis grew up around the oasis at its center. It brought those seeking water from miles around. Of course, it is barely recognizable nowadays. The Sultan chose it as the site of the racetrack, and it was entirely transformed. Even as we enjoy the races, however, we must not forget the brave ancestors who built this city. Indeed, we owe them everything. The pledge says that a knight never retreats in the face of adversity. That is why I have come here, and why I remain here. A knight's word is his bond. I do not know why the captain insists on comparing us to Sir Hendrick's men. They are simply a class apart. And this back-breaking training is more likely to kill us than to turn us into knights. Ugh. Ah, the youth of today. They are no good at all. They can barely remember the knight's pledge, let alone recite it with pride. Do you think Sir Hendrick of Heliodor would tolerate such woeful laxity? Of course not. Now recite it again, with feeling. The palace is home to a great many cats. Alas, the knights are not in the least bit interested, and so it is us maids who must take care of them. Oh, I love cats. I'm afraid that Prince Ferris is out training at the moment. Yes, training hard. The Power of Positivity, a Ruler's Handbook. We have all heard what they say. Should one wish to be a great leader, one must be positive at all times. And it is true. Who would want to follow a mopey, indecisive man anywhere? Nobody, that is who. So forget all those negative thoughts and think positive. Lie flat on your back, gaze up at the big blue sky, and feel your troubles melt away like the petty, insignificant irritations they are. Say goodbye to the old you, the negative you. There is a bright and positive future waiting for you, so step right up and take it. Prince has some self-esteem issues, I see. There's an ancient book here. The binding is almost completely worn through, and Lore can only just make out the words, Ye Drustiniad, Secrets of Ye Flame, on the faded, threadbare cover. He tries to read a page or two, but something tells him he's not quite ready yet. Okay. Oh, feathered cap. Oh, drops my defense. Already wearing one, alright. Yo, Prince! What do you think of that? I stole your flower. Excuse me.
Disgrace, my fellow Gallopolitans. Disgrace. Fellow Gallopolitans, this is no ordinary Sand National. This race...
I like that he's
marks the day
practicing a
that
speech.
Ferris, my son and heir, comes of age, and as such... No. An event of such significance must have eloquence to match. Such functional pleasantries will not thrill my beloved subjects. And who exactly might you be? I have no time to grant an audience today. You must leave. Immediately.
Father, my training is complete.
Then give me the pledge.
A knight's word is his bond, his kingdom his master. He serves the weak untiringly, challenges the strong unflinchingly, and never retreats in the face of adversity.
Yes, very good. The knight's pledge must always be your guide, my son. You are a man now, Ferris, and tomorrow's race shall prove it. You must show your people that you are worthy of their adulation.
Fear not, beloved father. I shall disappoint neither you nor they.
Oh.
Yep, drink me in.
What is your name, stranger? And what brings you to Gallopolis? Surely he speaks of the
Rainbow,
It
cute.
is the only treasure of our kingdom that would warrant such a description. I believe I can assist you, friend. Visit me in my chambers at the foot of the great staircase. I shall await you there.
I mean, I kind of think we were looking to find out how they got it and how we could go up to get more rather than just going after the branch itself, but okay. People seem to believe that Gallopolis has nothing to offer beyond knights and horses, but surely it is our cats that are our greatest attraction. I agree. I wish I could hear the cats better over the music. You heard Prince Ferris deliver the pledge, yes? Its words are seared into the soul of every knight. It is with these words that we mark ourselves out as practitioners of the art of chivalry. It gladdens me to hear our future Sultan speak them. Breaking palace pots. Well, do your best, man. This is the balcony from which the Sultan and Sultana watch the races. Their seats command a perfect view of the racetrack and the oasis on which it floats. I have heard that an evil creature known as the Darkspawn has escaped from Heliodor and remains at large. We must remain vigilant, lest the foul being attempt to make its way into Gallopolis. Our exalted Sultan is a fanatical lover of horse racing. He has spoken of nothing but the Sand National for weeks. 1,000 pardons, but His Excellency, the most exalted Sultan, is rather preoccupied with preparations for the Sand National at the moment. Prince Ferris's chambers? Simply turn left at the foot of the great staircase. But please, you must not disturb him at this important time. Just gonna let me walk up, huh? Good day to you. Tell me, what do you think of Ferris? He is a fine prince, is he not? I am so glad that you agree. After all, he is our only child, the apple of both our eyes. Truly, there is not 1 minute that he does not spend improving himself in training. He will make a fine ruler one day, I am sure of it. Ahem. Fellow Gallopolitans, once again the sun has risen upon the Sand National, and upon Ferris, my son and heir, is he... No, that will not do at all. It requires more emotion. Oh, you're still here. I told you I have no time for audiences with strangers today. You must leave. Alright, Ferris. This is a small palace. Sup, dude?
Ah, you came. Thank you. Yes. Your height and physique are perfect, and you have the face of one who knows horses. You should be aware that the branch you seek is a priceless royal treasure. My father is unlikely to give it away freely to some wandering stranger. However, he might be persuaded to part with it if the request came from his beloved son. I have but one small favor to ask.
You want me to take your place?
But the palace walls have so many unwelcome ears. The noise of the circus will protect our privacy.
Sure.
Will you join me there? Then it is agreed. I will meet you at the entrance to that ridiculous tent this evening. Do not be late, please.
Yes, I am sure that my father could be persuaded to part with the rainbow if the request came from his beloved... Okay. Meow. God, cats are great. Oh, hey, it's evening already. Oh, hey, now he's got an audience. Good for him. The circus isn't all about Silvando, you know. We're all at the top of our game. That's why the Sultan asked us to come and perform here. You came. Excellent. The noise of the circus will allow us to speak without being overheard. Shall we go inside? Good. The circus has already started. We should enter without further delay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the act you've all been waiting for. The Wandering Wonder who amazes audiences wherever he goes. Prepare yourselves for an experience like no other. Prepare yourselves for the Great Silvando!
So he can just conjure circus implements, I see. Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, please! There is no need to be afraid! The Great Silvando will never endanger his adoring audience.
If you go to a house near the circus there, you can have some special interaction with the bunny girl. Alright, I'll do that after this.
After all, darlings, you are the ones who make this show so special! I love you all! Thank you! Thank you!
Quickly, we must talk while the people are distracted. And please, not a word of this to anyone. Now, as you may be aware, the Sun National is the most important event of the year here in Gallopolis. And tomorrow, I am due to make my debut in the race to end all races. However, there is a problem. One teeny tiny...
You can't ride horses, can you?
I cannot ride. In fact, I have barely so much as sat in a saddle.
What?
I have so far been able to hide this unfortunate fact, but if I were to take part in the race, the inconvenient truth would surely be uncovered. And yet I have no choice! For a prince of Gallopolis not to take part in the Sun National on the year of his coming of age is unthinkable! Unthinkable! So you see, your coming here was fated. It is a sign. The forces of destiny mean me to use you as my double. Ta-da!
Your double? How's that gonna work? Won't everyone notice as soon as he walks out onto the track?
Ah, the fates have provided that also. For you see, the royal family always races in full armor, lest the unthinkable occur. His face will be hidden from view.
All right, I'll buy that.
Oh, please, please. I beg of you. You must help me. You must enter the Sand National in my place.
You are the most pathetic excuse for a prince I've ever seen. If you think we're going to help you lie to your people, you've got another thing
Now,
coming.
Veronica, let's hear him out.
Is that so? Then I assume that your need of the rainbow is not so great after all.
Wow. Talk about shameless.
No, I'm down for this.
Call me what you will, it changes nothing. You will do as the fates wish and take my place in the race? Yes?
Sure.
Ah, I knew you would see sense in the end. Thank you. I will talk to my father about the rainbow as soon as the race is over. You have my word. I took the liberty of arranging rooms for you at the inn. Rest well. I will see you in the stables, bright and early. You will find the stable entrance in the western part of the city. Do not be late. Now, I must be on my way. Farewell, friends!
So do you mean a bunny girl or the puff puff girl? Because I already did the puff puff thing. To my eternal chagrin. Yeah, sorry you missed it, but already did the puff puff girl. And her dad. Prince Ferris? Yes, His Highness is through here in the royal dressing room. You may enter, but remember to be respectful, please. What's up, dude? Thank the stars! I was beginning to worry that I might actually have to try and ride a horse. Now come, the race will begin shortly, and fear not, I remember my promise. If you do as we agreed, I will ask my father about the branch. Well, are you ready? Fuck yes I am, let's do this. Good. Now, hurry. You must don the royal Gallopolitan armor and helm. Fear not, they will fit you perfectly, I am sure. It is as if they were made for you. No one will suspect for a moment that you are not, in fact, the Prince of Galapagos. Now, the race is about to begin. Your steed awaits outside. Once you are safely mounted, make your way through to the paddock. The racetrack lies beyond. Meet me afterward in the passageway that leads to the racetrack. You will give me the helm, and no one will be any the wiser. Now go, and remember, you are the Prince of Galapagos, and your public expects great things of you. Do not make a fool of me. Oh, bless the sands! Prince Ferris, you deign to speak to a commoner such as I? And what happened to your accent? This is a sure sign of your great benevolence. Oh, that's the horse. Okay. That's not how horses turn, but it is infinitely preferable to how horses actually turn, because that is excruciating to ride with on a horse that, like the one in Breath of the Wild. Yes, let's do this. You did the race on a motorcycle.
Hello, Gallopolitans. This is no ordinary Sand National.
Hooray! All hail Prince Ferris!
These people are awfully white for Middle Eastern folk.
Prince Ferris!
Oh, such a fine figure of
You
a
can't
man.
see my figure behind the armor.
It must be wonderful to be so popular, darling. But of course, you are used to it. Being a real live prince, huh? The name's Silvando, by the way. One of the other riders had a little whoopsie, so I had to step in at the last minute.
Yeah, I wonder how he had a whoopsie.
But don't think I'll be going easy on you just because you're royalty. Where would be the fun in that? Try to keep up, little princey.
Oh, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. Oh wow, Silvando, alright. Ah shit, ran out of stamina. Ah, balls. Ah, balls. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Ha! I win! Holy shit, you beat him on your first run? Oh, is that supposed to be difficult?
Oh magnificent! I hardly dare think that you might actually win! Now quickly, my public await! I shall take the reins from here. Fear not, my friend. I have not forgotten my promise. I will discuss the rainbow with my father, just as soon as my people have finished showering me with adulation!
And none of the guards saw you sneak over here? The cheers of Prince Ferris's adoring public fill the air as he makes his way out onto the track.
Praise the fates. Our plan was a success. Thank you. You have spared me great humiliation. I will go immediately to my father and ask about the rainbow.
All hail Prince Ferris, pride of the desert, horseman extraordinaire. Darling, you are fabulous. It was enough to bring a tear even to my
Does he say
jaded
something else
eye.
if you lose to him?
Oh.
Wait, don't tell me you were... Surely you didn't let your understudy take the stage for the command performance? Oh, this is too good!
Wait! But you do not understand the pressure I am under. A prince of Gallopolitan who could not ride a horse is a disgrace to the kingdom. I did what was necessary for the sake of my people. And now all can be forgotten. Yes?
And there was silly old Silvando thinking that knights never retreated in the face of adversity.
Silence! I am the prince of this kingdom, and I will not have a traveling jester lecture
You're kind of
me
at
on
his
chivalry.
mercy, Ferris. You might want to go a little easy.
1,000 pardons, Your Highness.
Enter.
The Sultan wishes to see you, Your Highness. Your magnificent display of horsemanship
Has it now?
pleased him greatly.
Very good. I will come right away. My promise still stands. Come to the throne room in a little while. We will see what can be done about this branch of yours.
So nice to see a royal with the common touch. You were wonderful out there today, darling. Maybe we'll get to share the stage again soon.
Sure. Outstanding. Cute. You have been in there this whole time? Well, no matter. The prince rode beautifully. The Sultan must have been impressed. He summoned his beloved son to the throne room immediately after the race. It is a shame that you missed it, but you must not concern yourself unduly. Another exciting event will begin soon enough. Everyone likes Silvando because he is so handsome and fast. But even though he could not win the race, I still like my father the best. Oh, you're Silvando's kid? Huh. What is more, I am certain that he will perform far better in the forthcoming... Oh, no, you're just a random racer's kid. In the forthcoming Silver Cup. That trophy will be gracing our home before long. There is no doubt about it. Silvando and Andrea Rodea. Hell yes. Prince Ferris's victory in the Sand National is proof that I am a racing expert. Vindication at last. Haha! I knew I would be rewarded for having faith in my future Sultan. That is what a knight must do, after all. FaZe's late withdrawal threw this year's Sand National into chaos and lost me a great deal of money. Surely they would refund your bet if FaZe isn't competing. However, I must confess that Silvando seemed every inch the knight to me. Is he really just a circus performer? Sylv just up and left a while ago. Said there was something he needed to do. I wonder what it was. Did you see Sylv race? He was like the wind, like lightning. He was unstoppable. Where is he now? I haven't the foggiest. He comes and goes whenever he pleases, that one. This year's Sand National was really something special. I bet they'll be talking about it for generations to come. We better raise our game at the circus if we're to have a hope of competing with it next year. Alright, well, to the palace.
I am humbled. All I have ever desired is to fulfill my duties as a prince and as a knight. Father, if I may, I have promised to assist these travelers. Would you permit me to explain?
Gladly, my son. It warms my heart to see you aiding those in need. Truly, you have taken the
Sure
knight's
he
pledge
has.
to heart.
Thank you, Father. The truth of the matter is that my friends here have come to Gallopolis in search of the rainbow.
Your Majesty, the beast has returned. It attacked one of our men while
That
we
sounds
were
like
out
a
on
job
patrol.
for us.
The Slayer of the Sands is back? Why must the accursed creature always appear on this, the happiest day of the year? We will stand for this no longer. I must dispatch my finest knights and ensure that the fiend never again returns to terrorize the celestial sands. But wait. My boy, the fates are speaking to us. Capturing the Slayer would be the perfect way to show your people what a fine...
Capturing it? I thought you wanted to kill it.
What? Oh, Father, so many of our bravest men have confronted the creature and perished. Surely, I do not stand a chance.
Truly, it is the most able who are the most humble. But you cannot hide your true feelings. You are
Doesn't look
with
excited to me.
excitement. This is your moment, Ferris, my boy. Capture the Slayer and take your place in history.
But Very well, Father. Yay! I shall begin my preparations.
Hey kid,
right
you're in
away.
luck. We kick ass.
A thousand pardons. The rainbow will have to wait. Meet me in my chambers. There is something we must discuss. Oh, just breathe, Ferris.
Alright then. Now let's talk to the Sultan and the Sultana. Ferris displayed such courage and skill during the Sand National that I am entirely confident he will capture the Slayer of the Sands with ease. The future of Galapagos is safe with him. First, Ferris displays his great talent on the racetrack, and now he volunteers to capture the Slayer of the Sands. Truly, my little boy has become a man. I can picture him now, returning to the palace a hero, the savior of Galapagos. Yeah, about that. My unit have been ordered to escort Prince Ferris into the Celestial Sands. It is a great honor, of course, but to do battle with the Slayer while also ensuring His Highness's safety, this will be a task indeed.
Please, I beg of you, the Slayer of the Sands will tear me limb from limb unless you aid me. Have pity on the desperate soul.
Yeah, sure.
Spoken like a true desert knight. Seriously, can't you handle this on your own?
No! No, such a thing is impossible. I am no knight. I neglected my training. I allowed my vassals to fight all my battles
Yeah,
for
we'll
me.
do it. We'll do it. It's fine. Calm down.
Oh, it is not my fault. I am an only child. I was coddled from birth and praised for the most insignificant
Alright, now
of
you're getting into weird
achievements.
territory.
I did not wish to disappoint my parents or my people, so I found ways of seeming to fulfill their expectations without necessarily doing so. But the more I fulfilled them, the more their expectations grew, and now
That is pretty
finally,
relatable,
they
yeah.
expect the impossible. Oh, it's so unfair. Don't you see? If you refuse to help me, I will be sent to my doom, and through no fault of my own. Please, will you take pity on your old friend?
Friend is pushing it.
Oh, thank you. 10,000 thank yous! And fear not, I will speak to my father about the rainbow as soon as the beast is captured. We must make preparations to depart immediately. I will await you at the castle gates.
What a pathetic excuse for a prince. Goodness knows what'll become of Gallopolis with him in charge.
Oh, we mustn't be so hard on him, Veronica. I'm sure it can't be easy growing up with everyone expecting so much of you.
You know, whatever. I'm down to get my murder on. God, I love cats. So Gemma is totally alive. Like, there's no way she's not. There's too much to do with that character yet for her to just have been gone. Especially with the lack of reaction our main character had to her death. Maybe she got captured by that knight. Maybe she ran away, but we'll be running into her again. Ah, there you are. I have instructed my men to wait outside the city gates. Come and join us as soon as you are ready.
I mean no disrespect, Your Highness, but how could you do this to us? You have volunteered us for certain death.
Fear not, trusted retainers. We do not journey into the jaws of danger alone. Ha! Impeccable timing as always. Allow me to introduce our knights in shining armor. These brave adventurers have agreed to capture the Slayer for us. Now, the beast's lair is said to be located deep within the Celestial Sands. The fastest route is through the checkpoint to the west. We march immediately for Gallopolis!
You're only sending 4 men on this job? That's...
Yeah!
You should be sending a small army.
Room for a little one? Oh, I'd hate to miss a good beast
Hell yeah.
hunt.
Huh?
There's no such thing as a good beast hunt, friend. If I were you, I'd run along back to the circus.
Well, aren't you just a lovely, patronizing little dear?
Look, I'm worried about the half-wit prince getting himself killed.
Can I come
Sure.
with you or not? At least one of you has some sense. Lead on, darling!
Silvando is the embodiment of the phrase, does a gay little dance that pisses you off. Oh boy. Alright. Celestial Sands. Alright. So over there. Ah, Silvando is an ally. Cool. So these guys are weak to fire, I guess.
Did I do all right? Oh, goody.
Ooh, new spell learned. Accelerate. Cool. Oh, she doesn't have enough. Have I already found 100 different types of items? Huh. Oh, blocked. Nice kill, Serena. Nice crit.
Easy peasy.
Oh, I didn't mean to attack that one. Oh, wow. Alright, Serena. Aha! Oh, there's these cacti guys. Hey, there's the golden glob. Are we going to take damage when we hit these guys? No, we're not. Okay. Nice crit, Serena. Fucking ow! A daft dance. Alright, what's that status effect? Can't stop laughing, alright. Got it, okay. Gold ore. Oh, there's the golden globule. And let's go back and turn that in. Why not? Did you just lisp that word?
Who else wants some?
Alright, I got your glob. Ah, good day to you. Does your presence here mean that you have brought me a golden globule? By the sands, a golden globule! Is it not so much more charming than any ordinary cactus? And its texture appears to be perfect. This will make for a most satisfying cutlet indeed. Perhaps I should sample a small piece of it raw. Oh, it is so rich and juicy, and so very sharp, just as a cactus should be. My cactus cutlets will soon taste better than ever, of that I am absolutely certain. 1,000 thank yous, friend. You have improved the lives of cutlet lovers everywhere. Please, allow me to give you a little something in return. The trickster? Golden globes are not the only rarefied forms of regular monsters. Seeking others out would provide you with valuable experience, I am sure. Okay, I'm guessing that's for... Oh, that's for everyone. Up defense. Oh, a 1% evasion chance. Alright. We want our healer to be as tough as possible. Dun 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 bum. Rude.
Ha! Easy.
Oh, great, a chimera. Shit.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, physical attack. Good. No, attack the chimera, idiot. Oh, it's already half dead. Cool.
Fabulous!
This happens when characters are first introduced to the team. Usually, they until they officially join the party, they are just they're being controlled by AI. Excuse me. So was I really lucky to get that golden globule, that golden cactus on the first try, or is that automatic? Hi, little red dude. Hello, little red dude. Do you have a password for me? Hello there, Mr. Luminary. I took my ticking time, but I found a password for you. I'm going to go ahead and say it now, so make sure you're paying attention. It's... Moonahan. Talkity tick. You can use that password I gave you to visit another world from the Echo Chamber in Tickington. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's have a nice little
Okay,
chat.
honey, listen up. If we head west from Galapagos, we'll come to 2 checkpoints. The northern one leads to the Celestial Sands, where this horrible Slayer thing is. We really shouldn't let little Princey Poo get too far ahead of us, so let's head over there without further ado. God, you know what would be interesting? If your party consisted of like 7 people and you don't have to swap them out. Because there's already support for 5 characters, as we've seen here. Because we got 5 and the guest party member. And it's not too big a stretch to go from 5 to 7. Snakeskin. Terrible news. The Slayer of the Sands has been sighted. The accursed creature attacked one of my fellow guards while he was out on patrol. His life is not in danger, thank the heavens, but he has been taken back to the palace for treatment. To think that it could just as easily have been me. Ugh. Prince Ferris and his men have already entered the Celestial Sands. To willingly face the Slayer at such a young age, His Highness has courage beyond imagining. Halt! The Slayer of the Sands is on the loose! I cannot allow you to. Ah, you are the ones who will be accompanying Prince Ferris, yes? 1,000 pardons. His Highness has asked that you be instructed to go right on through. Are those an upgraded Needler? Haystack Needler. Oh, they don't have a lot of HP. Cool.
art in such scrapes.
Oh, thank you. Hi-ya! And don't come back.
Alright, so there's a bunch of sparkly spots. What is that moon? I gotta see that. Aha! Ooh, what are these ruins? Cool. Oh, what are those? Hello. Oh, these are skeletons? Crap. No, that's not a skeleton.
Let's go.
Metal slimes. Great. These are the ones that have a billion evasion, right? Metal slimes, a billion defense, a billion evasion, immunity to magic, like 4 HP. Go figure Veronica's the one to hit one. That's 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits, got it.
Nice.
And don't come back.
2,080! Holy shit! D-Dazzle. What's that do?
I feel better than ever.
So are metal slimes a random chance for any battle to contain them, or... Oh, whoosh hits a group. Okay. Oh, I don't like that. I don't think I want to tangle with that. Yeah, I don't think I want any of that. Hello, person. I am a researcher here from Sniffelheim. The Sultan of Galapagos is giving me special permission to investigate these ancient ruins, yes? The stars can be seen so clearly from here in the desert. That is why I am thinking that these stones were used for some sort of star-related ceremony. That's kind of flimsy, but okay. That looks like a giant monster that I don't want to tango with. Oh, another metal slime. Cool. Hey, one hit. Dude, nice crit, Serena!
Wonderful.
So are metal slimes just a chance to be encountered with this enemy, or are they a random chance to appear in any battle? Level up again. Bang. Oh, that's the explosion that hits everything,
Nice.
right? Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Not bad, eh?
What stat does agility cover? I forget. I'll wait till I get an answer on that before I decide between agility and deafness. Agility is attack order, and deafness is something like charm, I think. Helps certain ability checks. Well, we'll go for deafness for the theft. That unlocked. Deafness plus 30. Huh. Belzefreeze. Restores 1 to 2 MP after winning a battle and wielding heavy wands. An arcane art that has a high chance of stopping an enemy from casting spells. Well, cool. Nice miss. Oh, we got a pet power available. Crit spells, Tundra, and Lightning. Screw it. Let's do itemized kill on this thing, see what we get.
You're up, partner.
Isle of Magic Water. Cool.
Victory!
Why is Serena slightly behind in the EXP? Heal all allies and enables HP and MP to automatically regenerate for a wee while.
Who else wants some?
Come on, give us metal slimes. No, it is not time for crab. It is time for slime. No slime. These prestidigitators are not scary at all.
Ha! Easy.
Awarded for defeating 300 monsters. Nice.
Okay, here we go. Fabulous!
Nice.
Who else wants some?
Come on, slime. No slime. Was I just super lucky to get 2 within the first 3? Those slimes aren't as rare as they used to be, but still kind of rare. Well, we'll try a few more. Oh yeah, he's got a spell. What's Cock-a-doodle-doo-doo? Cures all party members of the effects of sleep. Well, that's situational. Oh, my landlady is cooking something downstairs and I can smell it and it's driving me crazy.
We did it, darlings!
The end of battle dialogue is always weirdly blown out. And low audio quality. These things just aren't scary at all. Thanks for finishing that off, Silvando.
Fabulous!
Nice!
Wandered one screen too far, too early, you'd go up in flames from these guys in Dragon Quest 1. Yeah, I remember getting my ass beat by the different zones of enemies. Come on, give me some more slime.
Let's keep at it.
Got a Doonesbury, something the game is political. Cute. Alright, we'll do a few more and then we'll move on.
Ha!
Oh, Eric
Nice.
leveled. Cool. You know what? We'll get everyone to 16 and then move on. Oh, right, enemies can pep. Come on, give me some slime.
I'm ready for anything.
So the MP gain on hit, is that draining MP from them? Or does it just gain MP? Just gains MP?
Another one bites the dust.
Let's go.
Come on, 3-shot him. Yeah!
Who else wants some?
Snooze, nice. Yeah, I think I was just super lucky to get those metal slimes right off the bat. Ow! You can block spells?
We did it, darlings!
Fabulous!
Nice, Serena. It really should switch to the party member being targeted when they get attacked. The automatic camera might do that? So it does. Well, let's see what happens when I get attacked. So it does. Cool.
Ha! Easy.
Oh, there's another of those giant beasts in the background. Cool. Oh, I want some meat. That I can beat the big boy now?
Another one bites the dust.
At $5,000. I'm not sure I want to risk that.
Nice. Oh, yeah! Victory!
Oh, it even has poses in the classic camera look. Nice.
I feel better than ever.
I like this better. Mid-heel. Nice. Alright, let's go see what that moon is. Oh, there's another one of those things. Maybe I am supposed to fight one at this point. Maybe it's something for later? Oh, maybe it's something for at night. Narspicious.
The heat, the dry air, it is too much, too much. Let us spend the night here. The monster will have to wait.
We could attack it at night.
There you are. As you can see, I have decided to set up camp. We will continue our quest in the morning.
That's right. You get your beauty sleep, Princey dear. You've got a hard day of getting us to do your dirty work for you to be preparing for. Come on, you. Let's have a sit down and a nice chat, shall we?
Sure. Ta-da. Just conked out in the sand, huh?
So, 2 boys and 2 girls out on a lovely adventure together, huh? How romantic.
She looks like she's 6.
But what kind of adventure, I wonder? Come on, spill the beans.
To be perfectly honest, we're none too sure ourselves just yet. But for the moment, we're trying to get to Yggdrasil. We need to understand more about the mysteries surrounding the luminary, you see? It's all to do with a horrible being called the Dark One. He wants to bring death and destruction to the world. And we want to stop him.
All right, Big Mouth, that's enough. You don't need to tell the Jolly Jester a whole life story. We barely know him.
My. So there's a dastardly villain coming to steal all the smiles and laughter from the world. And you 4 heroes are on a daring mission to stop him before it's too late. Oh, now that does sound fun.
Yeah, you want to come along?
You got a strange idea of fun.
What about you, Silvando? What made you leave home and set out on the road?
Oh, you don't want to hear my boring old stories. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Come on, kiddies.
I do want to hear your boring old story, actually. Why don't you tell us?
Well, aren't we full of mysteries? What's his deal?
Morning, campers. I hope you slept well. We've got ourselves a slayer to catch. Our little Princey Pooh and his friends set off at first light. We'd better hurry if we want to catch up with them. They left without us? Isn't he terrified? Alright, let's fight one of these big things and see what's what. Alright, time to die horribly. Spitfire, huh?
Let's do this.
Ow! Oh my god, really? 2 attacks? Alright, we're gonna real decoy this guy.
Let's do this.
Nice, a good 90 damage.
Oh, cool it.
Silvando missed. Alright. Oh, he's at half health already. I guess I did just hit him for 90 damage. Never mind.
Here you are.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. 55, damn. Well, that was easy. Let's go heal, though. No, I'll just heal like this. I can see how that thing is scary, though. Time for Crab! Crabber Dabber 2.
Let's go.
This game is so generous with MP and MP regaining that I like that it gives you the incentive to always cast with Serena and Veronica. Oasis water, cool. Mess with the Crabbo! Oh, and he brought some Stabbo along. Serena's busy boogieing. Oh, does her current wand inflict the charm status effect? Is that why that keeps happening? %8 chance of beguiling nature family monsters when attacking. Cool. Oh, I don't like that. Fuck it, let's fight it. Flython. Well, that was easy. Another one of those big fuckers. I will be avoiding that. It's not worth the XP it gives. I like the animation for the crabs. Oh, I think she's making pork chops. Oh, that smells so good.
The Slayer of the Sands was last seen here.
The cowardly creature is nowhere to be found. It must have fled in fear. Let us return to the castle and inform my father of our success.
You go ahead. We're gonna stay here and kill it. Oh, here it is.
The Slayer of the Sands is among us!
Oh, it's a big old scorpion fucker.
Up and at him, Princey Pooh. Show that filthy thing what real knights are made of. Oh dear. Looks like poor old Ferris has been struck down with stage fright. You soldiers, be dears and look after him, will you? Come on, gang. This little drama needs a hero or two.
The Slayer of the Sands.
Careful now.
What's yours is mine.
Okay, so bosses just don't have stealable items then, is what I'm taking away from this. Nice. Nice. Fucking ow. Oh. She's confused. Alright, before I do anything, does the confusion status make her attack her allies? Or does it just make her not do anything? It's random shit. Alright.
We'll soon have that patched up.
Thanks.
Well, I don't have the item to cure it. It's in my bag, so...
How's that?
Holy fuck! Well, thanks, Silvando. She'll be healing herself on her turn. She goes again? Okay.
Yep.
Ah, shit. Defense drops. And his defense is back to normal, too. Shit. Yeah, go for Silvando.
We'll soon have that patched
Serena is so goddamn useful. I love it. Oh, half health. Oh. All right, Serena, heal yourself first.
Snap out of it!
Thanks, Silvando. So really, all that's accomplishing is making Silvando waste his turn.
Let's heat things up!
Don't worry, I'm here to help.
Thanks.
Well,
Oh,
this is
fuck!
good.
I got you, partner.
Oh, balls. Oh, balls, and Veronica and Lair have it doubled. Serena is blinded by the sand. You know, oh well. She doesn't need to be attacking. Oh, sure. Kill steal, Silvando. Alright. I see how it is. 1440 EXP. Nice.
Told you I was tough.
Decelerado. Nice.
That will teach you to be so grumpy. Now, hold nice and still while I
I don't
tie
think
you
the
up.
one chain is going to do it, Silvando.
The battle is won! The Slayer of the Sands is bested! All in a day's work for the Prince of Gallopolis! You saw me, men, did you not? You saw the People's Prince defeat the fiend that terrorized them so.
Yes, Your Highness. Of course, Your Highness.
You know what you were getting into with this guy when you signed up for this job, Eric. How did you drag it onto the cart?
You have my thanks, friend. My heroic feat would not have been possible without your valuable contribution.
No, he's making sure his retainers know to tell the lie.
I still have not forgotten what I promised. I will speak with my father about the rainbow upon my return. You may rest assured of that.
Really, Principal? That's how you're gonna play it? And what do you think they'll be expecting of you next, huh?
You speak as though I have a choice! Are you suggesting that I disappoint my father and the citizens of Gallopolis?
I'm not suggesting anything, darling. You do what you need to do.
To Gallopolis, men! We return as heroes! Yeah!
Oh, well, this feels all kinds of wrong. You're right, Silvando. Nothing's going to change if he keeps on pretending.
Oh, I think the poor boy knows that well enough. All he needs is a little push.
Oh no, what scheme are you devising, Silvando?
Anyway, I'd better be getting along. I'm sure we'll bump into each other again soon. Ciao for now, my loves.
Thought there might be something at the tip up here. What do we got? A yellow eye. All right, Zoom. No, we're gonna hit up a save point and then call it a stream, is what's going on here. So I'm trekking over to this save point. Okay, that did not touch me. Almost level 17. I leveled up a shit ton in this desert. All right, well, that's going to be it for Dragon Quest XI for today. In a little bit, I'll be back on streaming 7 Days to Die with Stax RL. So that'll be the evening. If my computer behaves during it, of course. But for now, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you guys soon.